are back with another 30-minute runner-specific Pilates workout. As always, all you need is yourself and your mat, and if anything doesn't feel right, you've got an injury, a niggle, and you want to press pause, take more rest, adapt to an exercise, that is absolutely fine. Please feel free to do that. And if you want to take a longer warm-up before you start, again, please do that, and the same with your cool down. But we are going to jump straight in. So I want you to start by coming to the back of your mat. We're going to take our normal Pilates breath, so we're inhaling through our nose, expanding our rib cage, and exhaling through our mouth. We're tucking our pelvic bone under, scooping the stomach muscles to the spine, and we've got a nice long neck, shoulders down. We're going to just start with a big inhale, bringing the arms above the head, and then exhale over to one side, and then inhale back through the center, and exhale over to this side. One more each side, really scoop those stomach muscles. Keep the arm right near the ear to open up the chest. And back through the center, arms down. Arms going back up, really reach, and then we're going to drive the elbows, pinching at the spine, really bring those shoulders down. Back up, nice and tall, and then lead with the hands. The head is going first. We're going to roll down each vertebrae at a time. Relax at the bottom, take a big inhale and exhale, rolling back up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. The head is the last thing to come up. Then bring the arms back up again, draw those elbows down to the waist, really feel that squeeze in the spine, arms back up, and again, leading with the head and the hands, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Really let the tension in the neck go. Relax that head at the bottom. And then slowly roll back up, one at a time. We're going for our last one here. Arms up, bring those elbows, drive them towards the waist, extend above the head, and then rolling down. One vertebrae at a time. Just relax the head at the bottom. Let go of all the tension. And then slowly start to walk those hands one at a time. You might just need to adjust the legs slightly back into that plank. Hold the core really nice and tight, neck in line with the spine. Make sure that bum is down. Deep breaths, inhale and exhale. And then drive that bum up towards the ceiling, back into our downward dog position. And just take a few foot pedals here. Work through the feet, stretch out the calves. We're going to step our right foot forward, and it's going to step towards the hands. That may feel slightly uncomfortable. And then coming up into that nice deep lunge, hands into this prayer position. I just want you to rotate over that right foot, exhale on the twist, and then back into the center. Take those hands back down, step it back into that downward dog. Again, take a few more foot pedals here. And then step that left foot. You might just need to adjust yourself, coming back into that nice deep lunge, rotating over that left side. Really feel the twist in the spine. Exhale on the rotation. Inhale, control it back in. Hands back down. And then stepping back up into your downward dog, into a few foot pedals here. We're going to lift that right leg. And from here, I just want you to pulse it up and down. Core nice and tight. If you need to bend that supporting leg ever so slightly, that is fine. And control that back down, rocking back into that full plank, deep breaths, press back up, and then send the left leg up for our pulses, deep breaths. Last 3, 2, 1, step it back into this plank, and then drop the knees to the floor, send the bum back to the heels, and just walk those hands forward, taking a big inhale and exhale. Hands going over to the left side. Really enjoy that stretch. And then back through the centre. Over to the right side. Stretch into that side. And back through the centre. And walk those hands back in. And then swivel yourself round. So we've got our feet flat on the floor and our knees up to the ceiling. Sitting up really nice and tall out of our hips. And try to keep the feet hip distance apart and the knees parallel, stopping them from rolling in or out. Hands are resting just above the knees. I'm going to take that C curve. So we round the spine, scoop the stomach muscles, and then take the hands behind the head if you can. Bring them back and come up. You might just need to adjust how far you go back when we add the arms. So we scoop. Take those hands, elbows out, back in front, and then sitting up nice and tall. Good. Really think about engaging those stomach muscles to the back of the spine. Exhale. Hands back. And up. Really sit up nice and tall in between each one. Good. Hands. Now we're going to add a rotation. So we take it over to one side, back through the centre, and coming up, and we repeat on the other side. Really twist round into those obliques. We've got just one more each side of these. Twist. And last one. And back. And sitting up nice and tall. We're going back one more, keeping the arms here. And from here, I just want you to pulse. Deep breaths, keep those feet flat on the floor. Keep squeezing. We've just got another 10 seconds here. Last 5, 3, and coming up nice and tall. Extend the legs out in front, and then we're just going to peel down the spine, one vertebra at a time, rolling down nice and slowly till the head touches the mat, and then just hug those knees into the chest and just rock from side to side. Really massage that lower spine. Give it a nice rest there. And then we're going to finish with the legs up in tabletop and the hands are going above the head. So we're going to do opposite arms and legs extension into a dead bug. So really nice and controlled. Really lengthen the arm and leg away from the body. Keeping that spine nice and flat against the mat. Really engaging that core. Deep breaths. Nice and slow and controlled. It's not about doing these exercises fast. As you can feel, it's a lot harder when we slow it down. Exhale and inhale to come up. Exhale to lengthen and inhale back through the centre. Last one here, and back up to the centre, keeping the legs up into tabletop, and then just bring the hands behind the head. We're just sitting up, exhale, and inhale down, exhale to come up, inhale down, good. Again, just really squeezing those stomach muscles to the spine, and we lift, nice long neck, inhale to come down. Exhale as we lift. Inhale down, good. We've got 2 more here. Last one. And relax back down. Give those knees a nice hug to the chest and just rock from side to side. Keeping hold of the right knee, we're just going to extend the left leg, lifting the head, neck and shoulders off. And we switch. So really lengthen that leg away from the body. Exhale and inhale. Good, keep breathing. Keep the stomach muscles scooped to the spine. And then we're going to take it into our scissors, so legs are straight or as straight as they can be if you've got tight hamstrings. Hugging the backs of the thighs and switch. Good, keep breathing. Extend those legs. Breathe. Back flat on the mat. Good. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. And then hug the knees to the chest. Just take the knees over to one side, extend that right arm, looking over the shoulder. Exhale. And then inhale back through the centre. Take the knees over to the other side, keeping that shoulder on the mat and just looking over it. Nice stretch through the thoracic spine. And then back through to the centre. Feet flat on the floor and the knees are going up to the ceiling. We're going to get into our glute bridges. So we scoop the stomach muscles to the spine and we peel up one vertebrae at a time. So the hips are nice and high. Squeeze at the top and then slowly rolling back down one vertebrae at a time. Good. And the bum is the first thing to lift back up. Really feel like you hit each vertebrae as it comes up and down the mat. Keeping the tension on our glutes the whole time, so we're squeezing, engaging, protecting that spine as we lift off the mat. The weight is through our shoulders. Pause at the top before slowly coming back down. Good, last 2. We're going to hold it at the top, as you could have probably guessed. Squeeze, slowly coming back down. And this next one, we're going to hold it, deep breaths. Pause at the top, get yourself comfortable. So we're going to take the right leg up towards the ceiling and it's going to come in line with that knee and then back up. So we're really working this supporting leg and glute. Go, deep breaths. 2 more. Last one. We're going to hold it at the top and pulse. Just for 3 more. And lower that leg back down, rolling down the spine, one vertebra at a time. And just hug those knees to the chest, rocking from side to side before we get onto the other leg. We're going to take it up into tabletop position, bring those arms by the sides, head, neck and shoulders off, and we pulse. So we inhale and exhale. Good, deep breaths. We've got 15 more seconds here. As always, if you want to make it more challenging, you can extend the legs. Keep breathing. We're nearly there. We've got 5 seconds. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax. Hug those knees to the chest. Rock from side to side. And then pop the feet back down, knees up to the ceiling. So we can go with the other leg. So we're rolling up one vertebra at a time. So the weight's in our shoulders. Prepare yourself to shift the weight into this right supporting leg and send that left leg up towards the ceiling. We're driving it down and back up. Good. Core nice and tight. Deep breaths. Good. Really lengthen that leg away from the body. We've got 1 more. And then we pulse, driving that toe up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Last 3, 2, 1. Slowly control that leg back down and then roll back through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Once again, just hugging the knees towards the chest and rocking from side to side. Keeping the knees together, taking them back up into tabletop. We're just going to work into our obliques. So we're rocking the knees from one side, try to keep the shoulder on the mat, back through the centre and over to the other side. Remembering to breathe, so this hip is coming off, but we're trying to keep the shoulder down on the mat, back up through the centre. And inhale. Last side. And then back through the centre. Pop the feet back down. Extend the legs. We're going to do a roll up to come up. So hands by the sides, starting with the head, neck and shoulders first. Squeeze, breathe as we come up. One vertebra at a time to bring us to that seated position again. And then we're going to come on to all fours. So we want our hands directly, just pull everything up, want our hands directly underneath our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. And we want a really nice flat spine there, so you could balance a glass of wine or your dinner on there without it rolling off. We're going to extend the right leg to start with, straight behind us, and we're just going to lift and control back down. Good. Keeping this hip bone facing the mat, squeezing these lower abdominals. Good. We've got 2 more here, and then we're going to add an arm. Good, so we're going to extend the opposite arm, and it's just going to lift and lower. So we're really squeezing that core, nice and stable. Lengthen. We've got 2 more here. And control back in. Drop the head and arch the spine, pushing the floor away. And then inhale. Bring that chest up to the mirror and then back into neutral spine. I don't know why I assumed you'd have a mirror in front of you. I've got one. So just coming back to neutral spine and extend that left leg. Again, just keeping that hip bone facing the mat. We're going to lift and control back down. Good. Really working that glute. Squeeze and lower. Deep breaths. Try to keep that neck in line with the spine. And it's easy to want to look at what your foot and your leg is doing, but trust it's going where you think it is. Good. We've got 2 more here. Last one. And then extend that arm. So we lift and control. Keeping that hip bone facing the mat. Exhale on the lift. Good, we've got 2 more here. Last one. And control it back in. Just send the bum back to the heels again and walk those hands forward. Take a big inhale and exhale. And then coming back up into that position. We're going straight over onto the right leg again. So extend behind. We're going to lift it up, and from here I want you to draw a circle with that foot. So keeping the back still nice and still keeping that hip bone facing the mat. Core really engaged. Deep breaths. And then I want you to change direction of the circle. Keep breathing through the burn. Core really nice and tight. Last 3, 2, 1, and return that leg back in. If you need to just rest your wrists for a second, please take a stretch. We're going to go back with the same leg extended. So extend behind us, and then I want you to draw the knee towards the nose. So we round that spine, really scoop and engage those stomach muscles, and then come back to a nice neutral spine and lengthen that leg. So we drive it in and extend. Good. And again. We've got 3 more here. Really push the floor away. Last 2. And last 1. And bring that knee back in. Take the knees nice and wide again. Send the bum back to the heels and just walk those hands forward. Take an inhale and exhale. And then coming back into that position. We're just going to tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the floor into our bent leg plank. Deep breaths. Just for 5 more seconds. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax those knees back down and soften the feet. And just adjust yourself if you need to, like I said before, if you need to give your wrists a few stretches in between, that is totally fine. But we're going to get over with our left leg. So left leg extended behind us. We're going to lift and start to draw a circle. Core nice and tight. Keep those hip bones facing the mat. Breathe. Squeezing those lower abdominals. Deep breaths. Lengthen the leg away. And then change direction of the circle. Keep breathing, keep that core squeezed. Last one. And then return that leg back in. We're going with the same leg, driving it out and then in towards the nose. So we extend, lengthen, nice flat back, and then drive the knee towards the nose, and then extend, nice and long, and in. Good. We've got 3 more here. Last 2. And last 1. And extend. Draw the knee back in. Drop the head and arch the spine. Bring that chest up to the wall or the mirror or whatever's in front of you. And again. And then come back to a neutral spine. We're going to work on some of our side planks. So if it's too much, you can just stay in your full plank and take rests as you need. But if not, if you're feeling strong, we're going to step it back into our full plank. And then we're going to rotate over to one side. Take that arm up towards the ceiling if we can. Good. And then slowly control it back down through the centre. And over to the other side. Rotate towards that hand. Lifting this underneath hip, driving it up. Back through the centre. And again. Looking up towards that hand. Nice and controlled. Last one. And then back through the centre. Drop those knees. Send the bum back to the heels. And lengthen, walking those hands forward. Head down to the mat. And then back up onto all fours. Just taking the knees a little bit further back behind us. Keeping those elbows tucked in. We're just going to take a tricep press up here. And press the floor away. Core really engaged. And in. extend. We've got 2 more. Keep the body nice and tight. Last one, we're going to take it all the way down to the floor, nice and slowly, and then extend the arms above the head, and feet are just about hip width apart, nice and neutral. Keeping the neck nice and long and the shoulders down. So we're going to work into our spine here. So we're going to lengthen, lifting, and then drive those elbows towards the waist. Basically what we did in the warm-up. Stood up, extend the arms, and then control back down. And repeat. Really make sure we squeeze those glutes and the abdominals. Drive the elbows in, extend, and down. Good. And again. Last one here. Down. I lied. We're going to go for 1 more. Drive it in. I just want you to hold it here. Add a little pulse if we can. Keep breathing. Keep those lats engaged. Last 3, 2, 1. Extend and then come down. Bring those hands right near the chest and just press up into a little bit of a back bend there. And then once again, send the bum, the bum back to the heels. Couldn't think then. Take a big inhale. And exhale there. Really walk those hands forward. And then coming back up onto all fours. We're going to finish how we started. So we're going to press it back into this nice downward dog position here. Take a few, a few foot pedals here. Really press back into those arms. Let it back into our full plank. And then back up. Good, and again, a few foot pedals here. Back into the plank, core nice and tight, and then press the floor away into that downward dog position. Few foot pedals here. And press. Last one into that downward dog position. Pedal the feet out, and then slowly walk the hands back towards the feet. Just step forward slightly. Relax that head, neck and shoulders back down. Coming into our half bend hamstring stretch. Lengthen and drop back down. And again. And drop back down. We've got 2 more here. Keeping that back nice and flat, don't worry if the legs are bent. Last one. Dropping all the way back down. Take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale and inhale. Back to the centre. Exhaling. Over to the other side. And inhale as we come back down. And then really slowly rolling up the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once again, bringing the arms nice and tall above our head, twisting to one side and back through the centre, and exhale, over to the other side, back to the centre, and then bring those arms down. Give yourself a shake and well done. Like I said on previous videos, these are getting progressively harder. So well done. Don't worry if you find some bits slightly more challenging. Pilates is meant to be adapted to you and what you feel comfortable doing. So yeah, I will see you on the next video.